My last question for the three of you is, what is the biggest problem in the ward you are trying to represent?
As well, that goes to me, right?
And I, to each of you, and I would ask you to identify the ward that you are seeking to be elected from.
After communicating often with the citizens are scared, afraid. They see a lot of development happening. As I was talking to this one senior citizen, she told me she doesn't get out very often, but she says she noticed they tore down houses, and she says when they build houses, is my taxes going to increase? I'm barely making it. You know, they're taxing my pension, they're doing all of this, my food stamps and everything got cut. So they're frustrated. They're also frustrated how government has worked. We have non-sidewalks. Sidewalks are horrible in the second ward if you ever walk down there. We have our abandoned houses are now being torn down. I applaud Joe Harris for that. But a lot of residents, and then jobs. I mean, we talk about jobs. You hear their frustrations regarding jobs. There were jobs were promised, but jobs not given and everything. So they've been talking about a lot of things when I'm not going to go into communicate.
Issues with speeders and just public safety issues.
Ms. Henderson?
Well, with the residents that I've spoken with, many have spoken about the alleyways that are in Ward 1 that have not been paved, and when they are paved, when it rains and things like that, ditches or holes are created. Many of the residents have complained about snow removal when the trucks come through. They actually rebuild up snow in front of walkways and stuff that they have actually snowed out sidewalks that are not clear that belong to the city. Those are many of the complaints that I've heard.
If elected, what are your plans for cleaning our streets, our streets and neighborhoods, especially Empire and Broadway with citizen laundry?
Well, my understanding is Broadway Park is currently being taken care of as far as the playground equipment, and it's being cleaned up by the DFM. Some of the issues with the loitering and the fights and issues around the party store needs to be addressed by law enforcement. And we need to have law enforcement go out and take care of the loiterers, and a lot of calls are generated at that park with shots fired and fights. I've even seen some fights on YouTube taken by cell phones with youths fighting on the internet and publicizing the fact that it's from Benton Harbor. And those things are all negative things that aren't going to help to contribute to the betterment of this community.
Plans for cleanup, and I think I talked about this a little earlier. Youth in our community are causing a lot of many of the issues that Mr. Gill complained about, talked about a little bit, the loitering. A lot of those are youth, and until we are able to effectively give the youth something to do in our community, actually involving them in one way that I would like to do that. In our communities during the summer, you see a lot of church groups and youth groups that come in and they paint houses and they clean blocks and stuff like that. And I always look at that and I say, well, why aren't our youth in our community doing that same thing? We have youth in our community that are capable of doing those same types of things. So getting our youth to buy into this is my city by changing their mindsets. We don't necessarily have to pay you for everything that you do, but this volunteering and getting involved in our community is something that you should do. That's part of your civic duty as a resident. So involving our youth in some of those activities, actually connecting with the school and making it part of the seniors' portfolio where they have to get involved in the summer in those types of programs so that they can graduate. So that's one of my plans for actually getting some of those issues taken care of.
Okay, I'm confused. Were we talking about Broadway Park or the store in front of Palm Beaches?
Can I read it to you again?
Thank you. Yes.
It says, if elected, what are your plans for cleaning our streets/neighborhoods, especially Empire and Broadway with citizen loitering?
Okay. Number one, we're going to have to do some sacrifices. We're going to have to impose city ordinances for a $500 loitering fine. And then we got to impose a fine on that business owner for allowing it. Number two, as far as the neighborhood cleanups and everything, if you look on Colfax, it was the neighborhood garden, it was just looking astray, whatever. When I was under the leadership of Benton Harbor Youth and Government, we got tired of walking to school through that, so we fixed it up. But that's what's going to be happening. We got to be creative. Our block clubs, our citizens, block clubs are a lot of older citizens now. They're getting older and they can't do some of the things that they used to do. So we got to be able to target getting younger people involved with the block clubs. But we also got to do that quote, together everyone achieves more. If hand in hand together we are working together, we can make a cleaner Benton Harbor. If you see somebody throw something down, you can't do that in front of my house because my mom's going to tell you to clean it up. But if you throw something, you got to tell them to clean it up or pick it up. Take authority. Don't be scared of anybody. Take authority, do it yourself, fix it up, clean it up, and hand in hand, work together. We can get this better Benton Harbor.
This question is from the audience to Trenton. Do you think your age hinders your ability to be a good city commissioner? And what kind of experience do you have?
That's a great question. As far as my age, I didn't know it was a factor, but I'm not running on my age. I'm running because I believe I'm the most qualified. I know the ins and outs of the citizens. I've been a citizen, and my family and everything, we've been a lifelong. I'm a product of Benton Harbor. My experience, I have business experience. I've sat on several different boards, and I actually made things happen. You work with the Kellogg Foundation, with the Kellogg mini grants. I've sat on the board. I was a part of that, making that happen. Citizens for Progressive Change. I worked with that. Kellogg Leadership for Community Change, giving mini grants to our community. I worked on that. In fact, with the Mayor's Advisory Council, I was the co-chairperson. We were the first to implement community tours of the Harbor Shores bus tours. Remember those Harbor Shores bus tours? I was a part of making sure that happened, being implemented. So, to that answer, I hope I answered that.
At this time, we're going to have the candidates give their closing statements, their 3-minute closing statements. And as soon as the timer comes,
Could we have the timer back up? Yes.
all right.
That was me.
Mrs. Henderson, would you start, please?
I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. I really appreciate you taking out your time to listen to what I had to say as a candidate for Ward 1. I think that I am the best candidate for this particular position. I think I bring fresh ideas, a new perspective at looking at city government in Ward 1. And I think my main priority is not myself per se, but the interest of the residents of Ward 1. And I think I'm the best candidate for Ward 1 based on that. So thank you. Hope you all go out to vote. And I hope that I've answered all of the questions that you've had of me. If not, you can also give me a call. Thank you.
Politics isn't a game. It's about making government work for the people. When I decided to run for city commissioner, I had faith, and I believed in the people of Benton Harbor. I believed that we could reach that point. You got to ask yourself, do you want a better Benton Harbor that works for the 21st century, an innovative Benton Harbor, a Benton Harbor that can be #1 in the state, competitive Benton Harbor? Then I'm your guy. If you want the Benton Harbor that's going to work for the status quo, that's business as usual, or can't think for themselves, then I'm not your guy. If I haven't answered any of your questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Email Trenton.Bowens@yahoo.com. My telephone is on literature. I'm going door to door, so just feel free to shoot me an email, contact me if you have any questions or concerns.
I believe in a vibrant Benton Harbor, one that is working for the people, one where the people are safe, where the parks are clean, where the streets are clean, where it has effective services to provide for the citizens. But those services cannot be provided if the city is not running as it should be, taking care of what has been vested in the commissioners to run and govern for the people. So as a candidate for Second Ward Commission, I will work with anyone, any business willing to work and provide for the community and help assist in any way that they can. I thank you for coming, and hopefully I answered all your questions effectively.
Will we see Reverend Gavin at this time?